Practice this on both sides. Do it 4 or 5 times on either side, and then we'll just do that with a partner. And again, when we did it back in the day, we didn't necessarily, first of all, we didn't call it eco, but you can also roll with the stick. So as he comes in, and I strike here, boom here. Now from here, to keep it, let's say, away from the direct eco we can strike it here, but instead of locking him up and locking it up with eco, so I strike him here, I come up the arm, down the arm, right? Yes.
We've done that before.
We've done that before. Yes, yes. So he strikes, deflect, check, strike here, and then we roll up, smack down. All right. So we'll do both of those. Again, I want to collate the IT part of it into the sticks, but I also want to stay true to another version of it that can be done without a direct IT link. So do both of those and think about doing it. So here, boom, I'm striking the stick, I'm checking, I'm hitting the elbow, I'm rolling him into eco, boom, all right? I'm also striking the stick, checking, hitting him in the ribs, roll up the arm, smack down on the arm, okay? Think about both of those when you do it. Do it a couple times, and then we will do it as a 2-person drill. Are you having trouble with the visualization?
I'm trying to get it.
Okay.
I'm trying to imagine where they're swinging from. And
Yes.
then as soon as I get that,
It's hard, right?
as soon as I get that figured out, then I got.
Yes. So,
Bam.
yes, it's difficult because Aikido, we can do, and again, I didn't focus a lot when we did Aikido. I didn't focus a lot on Eco right there, right? But no one's around. I don't have a partner. I don't have someone grabbing me. But here's my lock. Boom here. I come in with the Eco, boom here, and I roll boom. We didn't focus a lot on that because I'll be honest, I was too nervous about turning it into kata that it bothered me a little bit, especially in the beginning. So that's why we never did a lot of, we did do it on occasion. Yeah. We've done it on occasion, but we didn't do it a lot because I was deathly afraid of stopping 2-person drills and just turning it into some freaking kata, right? So when we have sticks, we would boom, boom, bam. We would do that a handful of times. And then we always have people, boom, okay, bring it in, and we would do it, right? So honestly, I probably should have had people doing the single thing. I know Tim was the person that I focused mainly on getting him to do the single person because of his issues. He couldn't do it with other people, right? So it was mainly with Tim that I did it because that's just the way that he needed to be taught, other than having people interconnect and grab. This is an okay way to do it. But if I teach that and just that, it starts to become a kata to you. And if I don't teach you what you're doing and actually implement that with another person, it becomes, the system will become this. Okay, good class, guys. Yeah. Nobody touched anybody. We're doing really good. We're doing really good, right? It becomes that. I'll be honest. Out of everything I can imagine this system being after I'm gone, that's the worst one. And I'll be honest, that's the worst one. That, especially in the beginning, that terrified me, that somebody would take over and this would be the main part of class. That scared me. I'll be honest, that terrified me. I didn't want to ever see that. I don't want to be in my jar, sitting on somebody's mantle or in a box in a closet somewhere, and finding out that that happened to what I created. I never want to see that. So I'll be honest, I was a little nervous and leery about doing a lot of that because that's what I was afraid of. I'll be honest. It was my fears and my anxiety that stopped that from happening. So anyway, the guy who taught me the stick didn't have that worry because he was running a show and root dojo, and that's what they did. It was good class, everybody. And that's all we did. We would go up and down the mat and do katas and do these kind of things all day. Exercises with punching and kicking, all day long. And we never touched anybody, right? So he didn't mind doing that because there was no fear of his colleague being twisted that way because it didn't bother him. I'll be honest, the possibility of that happening to Aikijitsu, the Zenshin Aikijitsu system, terrified me, especially in the very, very beginning. I was terrified that I would train somebody to the point where that became all it was. So I kind of avoided it a little bit. So that's probably my fault. But
You've had people before.
Well, yeah.
There'd be days that I'm just on my own.
Yes.
I'm just standing around doing something.
I think it's important. Yes. Well, I tell people all the time. You can do all this by yourself, and I show everybody Ikkyo. Nikkyo, all of them, Sankyo, and we've done it. I just never focused on like massive amount of it because of my nervous fears. With the stick thing, again, I would never do class like, all right, great job, guys, but this particular aspect of it isn't really mine. This is something that was taught to me like that. So if somebody wants to have an entire class like that, that's on them because, at that point, it's not that big of a deal with me. But we're not just going to go like this either. But I've progressed a little bit in when we get more people, I think as a general rule, and you guys can help me with this one, I'm sure. Once they get to a level where they understand Ikkyo with a person, that maybe I spend more time with them doing Ikkyo by themselves. But that's an afterthought of actually doing it physically. So anyway, let's start with this. There we go. So hit me here on this side here. So I come in, boom, I deflect this, I check this here, boom, I hit him here, and then I roll into an Ikkyo. That's the first one. The second one is I'm here, I strike him here, and then this comes up. This is a strike. As a matter of fact, if I have this here, so I'm here, I have that strike here, I actually push down a little bit on his hand as I strike up. Bam! So we let his momentum down, roll that stick, and then I can come down and go, crap! Just like that. So, one, bam. Two, bam, just like that, all right? So, and then we'll switch and go to the other side because you always have to train everything on both sides. Don't ever let me not do that. Like, Richard, you said we do both sides. You're having, there we go. Good, yeah, same side, got it, okay. There we go, boom, smack, and yes. Try to bring them, yeah, so when he strikes, boom here, and I bring this in, I want to try to imagine this is actually a punch. Okay. So it stays in here, and then this sets closer here, and then the nice little roll here, I got this roll, boom, and I have the Ikkyo. And then put bam, strip it, and then smack it. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being low, so other than boom, boom. If I strike low, now I have a hard time because I got to bring it up. Yeah. So you can strike him in the ribs right here and boom here. Okay? Another good thing, and it's interesting, I did it with a kick, but when some, go ahead, yeah. So you're here, this is like this, right in his armpit, right in that freaking armpit. Bam, right in the armpit. I'm telling you, you can see someone crumble.
That's what I'm for.
You can see somebody crumble. That's how I won my belt. I don't know why it wasn't a punch, but it was a kick, went right to his freaking armpit, and he collapsed right there. I mean, just collapsed right there. So, boom, boom, and boom. Yeah. So, when I strike him, so if we're Gakute, then I'm going to strike him with an angle 4. Boom, smack. There it is. There you go. Boom. So this is here. Don't bring this down like that, all right? This stays here, and I want you to do more of a wrist roll. There you go, yes, yes. So make sure that, so I have in this hand, he's gonna strike the boom. I'm over the boom here like this, and I strike him here, all right? Instead of, I don't want this to come down like this. I want it to stay up, and I'm just going to roll my arm this way, yes. Because even not having control of that other arm is going to shove him away doing that. And he's not going to like it.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, and boom. All right, switch that out.
So it'd be.
So yeah, you're going to go ahead and, now you're going to strike him with this. So go ahead and switch hands. There we go. And then you're going to come over an angle 4. There you go. Boom. And that way, there you go. And he's going to go to the outside. So you're supposed to be doing it, right? So you have to switch. There you go. There you go. Yes. Boom. Draw. Boom. And smack. There you go. Up. Then lock this. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. Keep that butt like that and then roll. There you go. Yeah. So he comes in, boom, I deflect, and I don't want to stay out.